I want to play Bruce Arians here because I'm more convinced. I'm going to double down on my opinion yesterday that I think Mike Tomlin was, yes, he's miffed that he has to play Joe Flacco. I also think he's a little bit defensive because I think he might put himself in the seat of Kevin Stefanski had his starting quarterback to start the year had just been traded to a division quote-unquote rival. Here's Bruce Arians on Pat McAfee. He was asked the question yesterday. Here's what Bruce had to say.
It's total bull.
Okay, it's not a good decision.
What are you thinking? First of all, Pittsburgh's your big rival. Cincinnati's your next biggest rival. Why would you trade him to Cincinnati? If I'm going to trade him, I might get a 6th-round pick for somewhere else. And I ain't trading him in the division. All of a sudden, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins have 20 targets. Jamar Chase has 10 receptions, almost 100 yards. In 1 week, couldn't get the damn ball to him the other 3 weeks. And now Pittsburgh's got to play him Thursday night.
Yeah, Tomlin really loves Flacco, though. That has been on the record a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. He does not want to see Joe and those receivers as like, we had him right where we wanted him, and they go and trade this guy to our division rivals. It's like, yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Two accomplished coaches saying the same thing. You think Kevin didn't think that? Two accomplished coaches.
I don't know, Ken. I will say I don't think it's as much about Joe Flacco. I don't. Flacco's not been great this year. He has definitely.
It's not as much about Joe Flacco. It's about experience and trust.
Yeah, but
that's what it's more about.
I don't think these coaches are shaking, in preparation for Flacco. I do think Flacco, can do some things that Browning couldn't, and I thought Flacco was fine.
Flacco's better than Browning.
Yeah, but again, with their tackles getting beat the way they are, like I don't think he's some big threat. I still think it's the bigger conversation is not about the player. I think it's that the people are starting to see around the league, like they think that Andrew Berry is not equipped for this.
But do you believe
they feel like he is I know this is going to come back again, and we're going to revisit all the conversations about football guy. Even though he did play football, he's been around football for a very long time. Like he's worked with very good football people.
Played it, yeah.
But they think that he is superseding the head coach here, and no coach wants the guy that they had as a starting quarterback in week 1. No coach would volunteer that that change to be made in 4 weeks' time, especially when Browns were big underdogs in all these games anyway. Like no coach would want that. The guy that they rallied around to start the season to be set 4 weeks in.
But do you see my point on what I think,
though? That's the GM messing with everything that a coach finds sacred. This is my team. You told me to coach this team, and now the guy that's a starting quarterback is no longer on the team. And yeah, we're going to send him to a divisional team.
If it's real, I'll say this: if it's really not true, I'll say it's not true. But then I'll also be disappointed that it's not true because I think that that's how a head coach should think. Like, listen, you made your decision. Your task was still winning football games. They can say all they want to about there being no hurry. I just laid this all out for you. I don't think this is going to end well, and I think it's going to end bitterly some way, somehow, because I think that they will go to the end of this year. I think, as of right now, I think that they all woke up this morning and they plan on having Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry in charge for the rest of the year. Again, we might find out more coming after Sunday, but they plan on having Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry in charge the rest of the year. Okay, but then I asked you again, do you think that this team is going to be very good in 2026? Right off the top of your head?
No.
No, because they still have teardowns to do. So you're going to leave a head coach in charge going into another year with probably another rookie QB. And we've talked about that. So how on earth, and Kevin's not stupid. He knows that. He's got a very dry wit. He knows about all this. His father was in professional sports, is back in professional sports, actually. So if he knows all this, how on earth could he be thrilled or just perfectly supportive of, first, the Kenny Pickett trade, to be frank with you, but certainly the Joe Flacco trade? I got two accomplished head coaches. Maybe Mike Tomlin really wasn't coming to the true defense of Kevin Stefanski. Probably Mike Tomlin is a little bit annoyed instead of Jake Browning, a guy who looked completely in over his head. He's got to deal with a veteran who every now and then you don't know if he can shake a little bit more magic out of that arm. Whether that arm, like there was week 1, he threw some darts, some missiles, and then all of a sudden, maybe he wakes up the echoes against you coming up on Sunday, and you got to deal with that because you've had a history with him. But if I got two guys, one who's been in a Super Bowl, another one, Bruce Arians was in a Super Bowl, right? Wasn't he in a Super Bowl?
Arizona?
Yeah, he won one with Tampa Bay.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Tom Brady.
I just wanted to make sure, for crying out loud. I got two Super Bowl. Guys, there's been a lot of beers in between. You got two guys who've won Super Bowls who don't like this idea. You're telling me Kevin Stefanski likes it? I know they like to say we like to zig when other people zag. There's no way Kevin could like this.
I don't know. I've read just the body language from Kevin over the last few weeks, and it wasn't just that he said, "Yeah, we were surprised." I think any coach would be surprised if they sent, just after your season is not over in a 17-game season, 18 weeks. Your season is not over because you start 1-3. Especially with the schedule that we all thought they would probably be 1-3 after the first 4 games. Like, your season is not over. But when they make that trade and go to Dylan Gabriel, who has those limitations, you are sending the message to the rest of the locker room that, I can't say that winning is not, because Flacco wasn't playing great, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I think you're lying to yourself if you didn't think that there were some people in the locker room going, that's it? So now this is fully about evaluating rookies?
Yes.
That's all this is about? We might as well send in Shedeur Sanders in next.
I am bothered.
Like, that ship has already sailed almost in record time.
And I know that you're thinking about it 30,000 feet ahead, and I'm not getting really mad at you over this, but I find it surprising that you can't believe that I think that Kevin Stefanski would agree with both Bruce Arians and Mike Tomlin about something like that. You're tasked with winning football games. You didn't disagree with the timeline I just laid out twice over the last hour and now. So if you didn't disagree with that timeline, you know it as well as I do that your job is eventually going to be up against it. Who are you going to trust to win games more? The veteran, the guy who has actually played at a high level every now and then, or a rookie who is a developmental guy whom you might have to play before you really wanted to? I think he did, considering the conservative game plan that he had against Minnesota, or the guy who's definitely a developmental guy that nobody else in the world wants to admit or wants to see, but everybody in the NFL wants to. So how on earth could Kevin not be annoyed? If he's saying it's a surprise, how on earth could he not be annoyed? Because again, if you lost Dylan Gabriel on Sunday, you could always go, all right, here's Joe again. Let's hold it down. We'll have Joe. And then, honestly, you could always just turn right around and go, hey, Joe finished the game. We're going to go ahead and we're going to give Shedeur an entire week. It might be crazy, but we're going to give Shedeur an entire week. We'll see what he has coming up on Sunday. We're going to give Shedeur a chance. He's worked hard. He's done well. He's done everything we've asked of him. He's done extra. Say whatever you want, whether or not it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Say all that. And then you go, we're going to give him a whole week, and then he can go out there and start. Or you're going to go, hey, Shedeur's still not where we want him yet. We're going to put Joe back in until Dylan Gabriel gets healthy again, or whatever. Instead of, we're just going to trade away Dylan Gabriel for a 5th-round pick. I don't even care about, and from your stand, I'm not mad at you because I know what it's about. You're 1-5. And so I'm going to get the 5th-round pick back for the veteran that only cost me $4 million. I'll get the 5th-round pick back. I'll be able to use that next year. That's big-time, big-picture stuff that I'm not going to deny. But if you're in the locker room every day like Kevin Stefanski's supposed to be and you're tasked with winning football games, I don't think there's any other emotion but annoyance or anger at trading away Joe Flacco.
Maybe if Andrew Berry's still running things next year, not only will they take a quarterback in the 1st round, they'll take another quarterback in the 5th round and make him compete against each other on a separate football field.
If he's
that makes a lot of sense. That's a good route. That's upper level thinking.
If he's not mad or annoyed, you're right. If he's not mad or annoyed, if Kevin is not mad or annoyed, then the alternative is that he started Joe Flacco against his will. If you're not mad or annoyed that you started your guy and a month later he's traded, then clearly you didn't even want to start him in the first place if you're not mad or annoyed. And
I get it. I get what you're doing.
Thank you.
But he's clearly annoyed. He's clearly upset.
Thank you. And we should be making a big deal about this.
And whether or not you want to call it a fracture, within the organization, like there's just no way. If anybody's happy right now, if anybody is still toting the line of thought partners and we're all on the same page, then you're all going to be hung out to dry on this one. You're all going to be out of a job at the end of the year. Like, you shouldn't be happy. Nobody should be happy, and no one should be, dancing around the campfire. Like, this is turned into a disaster. And it only seems like it's probably going to get worse.
Even if you don't care and you say it doesn't matter because they're going to suck anyway, it should be a big deal. Because if this is all part of it, then you're playing guys before you really want to, and you're not giving them a chance. So then you end up wasting more picks. Like, I'll end up playing Shedeur Sanders before I want to play Shedeur Sanders if I'm the Cleveland Browns, before I really want to play him. And if he goes out there and he's terrible, then I don't really give him a chance. I don't really give him a chance with the Browns. If I have to play Dylan Gabriel and Dylan Gabriel's ahead of him but still not ready, then I'm already wasting, and that's a third-round pick that I could have used on another position, then I'm wasting that pick as well. So we can get all the picks back, but if I'm doing nothing but wasting them because I have to play them before, so I'm trading other guys for other picks, I'm not doing anything with those choices. So Kevin has, to me, there's two emotions, anger and frustration and bewilderment over doing that. Because I'm hearing two Super Bowl champions tell me that. So I can't imagine Kevin would feel any other way. Unless, boy, he's truly just in on it. And I can't imagine he is.